Well, the clinic claims that B12 is super important for producing chemicals in your brain like serotonin and dopamine. You've probably heard of them. These are the big ones that regulate your mood. So the thinking is, by supporting these, the injections can help you feel more stable and just better overall.
And then there's claim number 3, sharpened brain power. Here, they're suggesting that B12 is essential for keeping the nerve cells in your brain healthy. The idea is that a good dose can help you focus better, maybe improve your memory, and finally get rid of that annoying brain fog.
And they don't stop there. They list a few other potential perks, and they've given them some pretty catchy names. There is metabolism magic, which suggests the energy boost might help with weight management. They talk about its role in making red blood cells to prevent anemia. There's even a glow up for healthier hair, skin, and nails. And finally, an immunity supercharge to help your body's defenses.
Okay, so who exactly are they pitching this to? The clinic has a pretty clear list of people they think are at a higher risk for being low on B12 and could really benefit from a boost.
And it's a very specific list. They point to vegans and vegetarians, which makes sense since B12 mostly comes from animal products. Also, adults over 50, because apparently our ability to absorb B12 can go down as we get older. Then you've got people with issues like Crohn's or celiac disease, or those on certain meds like metformin. And finally, they kind of circle back to the beginning. Anyone who's dealing with that chronic fatigue that they just can't explain.
All right, so we've heard the claims, but what about the practical stuff? What's the actual process like? Is it safe? And, of course, how much does it cost? They lay it all out in what they call a simple 4-step journey. First, you have a consultation to go over your history and symptoms. Then, you choose the right kind of B12 treatment. Step 3 is the injection itself, which they say is super quick, just a few seconds. And finally, you get a follow-up plan to figure out how often you should get future shots.
Now, what about safety? According to their materials, the injections are generally very safe as long as they're given by a professional. They do mention some possible mild side effects, a little pain where you got the shot, maybe some mild diarrhea, that kind of thing. But what's really important here are the contraindications, the reasons you shouldn't get it. This includes things like a rare condition called Leber's disease, or if you have a known allergy to cobalt or B12 itself.
And finally, the price. The clinic was advertising a special offer, bringing the cost down to $15 an injection if you buy a pack of 4. So, a pretty straightforward price point. So there you have it. That's the case for B12 injections, at least as this one clinic presents it. And it kind of leaves us with a big question to chew on, right? Is this the future of wellness? This kind of biohacking with vitamins to fine-tune our health?